did the 3 different types of guillotine, a deep dive in the arming guillotine, and then the Dars and the anaconda chokes. Today we're going to start on escapes to all 3. So basically we were working from the top position up until now. Now we're going to go back to bottom position and then your answer when your opponent starts hitting you with these sorts of techniques. So hopefully we can do this without tearing up our throats too much. General rule when we're drilling and practicing, try to hold more than you squeeze. Okay, just because I don't think any of us want to spend the rest of our day talking about everyone like this because they're out of top of constant training. I don't think anyone wants to sound like Gollum for the rest of the day. So, I want to start also with a bit more conceptual idea before we go to technique, because there's a couple of base principles, I think, for things like escaping guillotine chokes, which are going to be important. Just want to make sure I'm in camera, yeah. Okay, so the first one is it's called head pummeling, okay? So we're just going to take a couple of things out of context. 1 second, let me just raise the camera a bit. We're going to take a couple of things out of context of choking and technique, look at them individually, and then start building them all together as a way to officially escape the choke, okay? So we're not going to start where he gets the whole half guard and everything. He's just going to get the catch for the guillotine choke. So just a simple arm, yeah. Okay? So as long as my head is on the same side, basically if he's choking me with this hand, my head needs to be on this side. Okay? That's where the mechanics come in. So if he's choking with this side, this ear needs to be here on his body. Okay? So just simple logic here. So the idea of any escape is always to do the opposite of what he wants. I think everyone can hear in my voice that this is already putting pressure on my throat. It's okay, don't worry. I'll stop talking when I go out. So simply put, if I take my other ear, in this case my left ear, and pummel it into his chest, choke's gone. He can't. I have a huge. Keep your head down. I have a huge hole. I can actually put my hand in this ear. So, okay. So I have a huge hole on this side of it now. Again, I'm not saying it is pleasant, especially if he's squeezing on your neck. It's not going to be nice. The choke is going to be gone. Please understand that difference, okay? So it's not a matter of, oh, wow, this is wonderful. If he's putting pressure, yes, it's not going to be pleasant. You still want to pull your head out. What I'm saying is you take the choke out. So you still have other things you do, but the first thing is you have to nullify the choke. That is your first priority. So, other side, no. Yeah. Okay, so again, I'm here. And again, you can hear my voice. This is already putting pressure on my throat. I take this ear, pummel it to his chest, and you can already hear my voice. I sound like I'm in a lot better position now, don't I? So, and now even if he squeezes, I mean, again, not pleasant. I don't want to spend all day there, but I'm not going to go out anymore. Okay? So let's just drill that one aspect a bit. And since Max just came, we're now in even numbers, so everyone can drill this together. So again, all I want you to do is your opponent gets the catch for the guillotine, and you just pummel your head in. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's all I want you to do. Okay? And then we'll add aspects as we move on, because the main thing we always need to keep in mind when we want to escape not just a choke, but anything, is your escape will always be based off of the choke itself. So you need to know the things he needs to get the choke adequately and effectively, and then you start making it so he can't do those things. So escapes are always making sure he can't do the things he wants to do, always doing the opposite of what he wants. So, and bringing it back to this, if he wants my head on this side, I bring it on this side. And that's giving him the opposite of what he wants. Now his choke doesn't work anymore. Okay? So, partner up, just drill down. So, that's going okay? The second step, he was actually kind of doing this against a couple of you as well. Again, when I want to guillotine, I don't want to be here. I want my hips close, okay? Because the power comes from getting my hips in. And I want to be able to catch him with my legs so he can't escape with sideways movement. So, that's obviously the next step we want to counter, and we're basically going to do the same exercise, but now we're going to add a step. So, he catches his guillotine, and yeah, exactly. So, my first one, hands on the hips, push the hips away. And you can automatically hear my voice sounds better now. If we come here, you can hear my voice. This is a lot of strain in my throat. This automatically sounds better. And then from here, head pump. Okay? So, same idea. We're going to continue just head pumping. The only thing is now he comes close. The first thing we do is push the hips away, then head pump. Like I said, you can hear it on my voice. The minute he had his hips close, and the minute you push the hips away, the throat becomes up. Again, you're not out of danger, but you've given yourself a lot more time. It's going to take a lot longer for him to choke you like this than like this. Okay? So, just adding that one aspect onto what we're already doing. So again, he grabs the guillotine, comes in with his hips, push the hips away, head pump. And then he just snaps into the guillotine, comes in with the hips, again, push the hips away, and head pump. And we're just going to do that, okay? So push the hips away, head pump. Let him grab the guillotine, let him come in with his hips. If you're the guy doing the guillotine, don't be a dick and start squeezing with everything you can, because again, your opponent's letting you do this so he can practice, and let your opponent practice. So you let your trainee's partner grab the guillotine, come in with his hips, and then you push the hips away and head pummel, and then just repeat. Okay? I think it's a fairly easy, self-explanatory exercise. I don't think I need to ask if anyone has a question, right? Okay, so then partner up. Let's go for this one. This is the point in the escape that it starts to look really cool, just so everyone knows, okay? So, head pummel, we've got hands on the hips, using that to gain space. We're kind of getting into that as well. Now we're going to start to build the rotational escape, okay? There's a couple of different ways to get out of the guillotine. Essentially, depending on whether or not you are in a closed guard or a half guard, we are going to start with the half guard escape, and we're only going to be doing that today because one, the half guard escape or the rotational escape is one you can use with minor variations for all three guillotine variations. So it doesn't matter which guillotine version I have, high wrist, Marcellotine, arm in, I can use some form of a rotational escape to get out. So that's going to be your go-to escape for the guillotine because one, it works with all three. Two, most importantly, the half guard is going to be the one you see most common. The half guard is a lot easier to get than the full guard, and that's going to result in I can count on maybe one or two hands how many times I've been in a closed guard guillotine. I don't have enough, I don't think I remember enough of the times I've been in a half guard guillotine to count them anymore. So that's always, when someone's going for a guillotine, that's normally the one they're going for just because it's a lot easier to get. It's the easiest of the options that's going to give you a fair amount of control. We're not going to go quite to the half guard yet, just because I want to practice the basic motion and then make it progressively more difficult. So what we're going to do, I get my training partner and I'm able to grab the guillotine, okay? I come in, I throw this leg over his back, but I'm not going to hook in with this leg for right now, just so that we can practice the basic motion. So we're just going to come here for right now, okay? Heads up. If you look, the other foot is just resting here, okay? For a half guard, it would be in here, but the basic motion is going to be the same. It's just when the leg is here, we need to add a step, okay? And right now, I just want to get the basic motion first, so just for practice purposes, put your leg here, okay? So that is what my opponent is doing. Wait, let me check the camera. Sorry about it. Okay, so.
Yeah, okay, so first things first. No, that was in the past. So first things first, hands on the ground, one hand at the hip, and tripod. And I think you can already hear right now that my voice sounds a lot less stressed. So, more hands on the hip, and the first thing I want to do, you can keep pressure with the leg, just, is start pressuring in on the leg, and now I'm essentially going to do a roll onto this shoulder.
Yeah, exactly. So what I'm doing, no opponent, just so you can see the motion. He traps me in the guillotine, hand on the ground so that I can make my body get some height, hand on the hip, and I'm essentially doing a tripod. And the minute I do a tripod, that's straightening my neck. Because one of the main things you need for a guillotine is you need his neck like this. So if I can tripod, again, I'm not safe, but this gets me time. Like I was saying when I was doing it with Chris, the minute you heard me, the minute you saw that I got the tripod and I got height, my voice sounded a lot less stressed. I still had pressure on it, but it was nowhere near as bad as when he had his leg on my back. So we come here and move the leg a bit out of the way. And from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fall onto this shoulder and use that for my head pummel. Okay? And from here, I want to move my head onto him so that he can't get height. And from here, you can just go into the side control. Okay? So you're essentially doing like a half back step, half forward roll, and then you're adding a head pummel on top of it to get your head out of the guillotine. Okay? So showing it one more time with Chris. So over here, he gets. Okay, and from here. You want to see it? No, it's okay. You sure? Okay. Anyone else need to see that again?
One question.
Yeah.
Like the tripod is clear, and then like how do you make the forward roll, half back step without like hurting your neck? Like the transition.
That's why you go to your shoulder. I'm doing it. You'd probably be able to see it easier from this direction. I'm here, and I'm not trying to push my head through his body. I'm going onto this shoulder so that my shoulder is on the ground instead of my head. And then I can move my head where I want it to go. So I'm replacing my head with my shoulder for the tripod, basically.
Ich will es noch einmal sehen.
Huh?
I want to see it once.
With an opponent? Okay. This is why I asked. Okay, Jan? Yeah. Okay, so first here, okay, and pay attention. Okay? And just stick with it. Okay, I just want you to know. Okay, and from here, I want to be here. Now, if he tries to get back up, yeah, he's got my weight on it. Okay? Did you want to ask something?
No.
Okay. Arjun. Oh, nice. Cool. Okay. Is it clear what I want now?
Yes.
Okay. So, like I said, this is almost the complete rotational escape. We're going to be adding one more step later, and then things start getting cool. Okay? So, to say before the video stopped rolling, we're going down to the actual half guard rotational escape. So, one quick point in terms of the hook. Come over here so I can show it easily. So, the kind of half guard hook you want, you don't want to just be here, because this is actually easier for him to get out. Yeah, exactly. Okay, you want to be here. Wrapping your, yeah, exactly. It's hard for you to move now. Yeah, exactly. So you want your foot wrapping around his shin. It's called a shin wrap, okay? So that's the kind of half guard you want to get. Okay, and of course the other one, just to show the half guards, you want to be in this kind of position. Okay, this is your goal. So, now having shown that, now let's do the escape. Actually, yeah, let's do it this way because I had to do some things with the leg now. So, okay, so, yeah, same situation. He comes in, he gets his half guard hook.
Yeah. Okay, so first, again, a tripod. Now, if I just try to roll, the leg's gonna block me. So I push the leg in,
And you see how the top leg is actually moving away now as well. And I've got my shoulder nice and hard into his body. And from here, and then I got the feeling that that was a lot of weight with my shoulder. It felt like it on my side. Yeah, okay, so it's a little extra movement. It's not much, but it's what you need. I'll do it to you. Don't push my leg out, okay? Just to kind of point out how critical that one detail is. Okay, so I come here, I've got my hook, and he tries to escape. Yeah. Okay, that one detail changes everything. I mean, he's able to roll, but he didn't escape my half guard. I can still finish from there. Okay? You look like...
So you just need to remove this to push it? So
You need to push the way, because by pushing it down, again, this is the one that hinders his mobility the most. If he pushes this in, and yeah, exactly. If you push it in, you can actually, I'll actually demo it. Yeah. No, do the whole thing.
okay? So, okay, if I just kind of go like this, I'm not going anywhere. So I push it in, yeah, and from here, and actually just do this.
Okay? Because the point to that shin wrap is it takes the mobility out of my leg. I can't move my leg around, and that's what keeps me from escaping his half guard. Okay?
And pushing it in will work with a normal or not the shin wrapped hook too?
Well, if he doesn't have the shin wrap, he'll be using it.
Okay.
That's the whole point of pushing it in, is to remove the shin wrap. If he doesn't have one,
You can just throw it off.
yeah, you can normally you just need to position your leg a bit to the side. Let me do it here so I can show you. I want to make sure it's in camera.
Chin wrap. Yeah, okay? So if it's like this, I can't really move my leg in this direction. So if I push it, now my leg is free.
Okay? So when I'm able, yeah.
Stretch it out and then like.
I don't even need to stretch it out. I can literally just move it out of the hook.
Okay.
So if I see, his hook is here, I just move my leg there. I gain a lot more mobility, and that lets me escape the half guard. Okay? And then after you get that leg free, everything else is just exactly the same as we've been doing up till now. Okay? Anyone else want to see that one more time? No? Okay, good. Partner up, and after this we go to some sparring.